Or the camera is a station one.
It can. I would be blessed if the station here.
But we put another neighbor to show you on the screen.
It's not the best all the students.
What about what's going to be shown on the screen?
Yeah, it shows that. It shows the template, but it's just not the best quality.
This is showing on me what the camera says.
You have 5 of them.
Yeah. It's going to be on the screen.
I feel like I can edit.
Well, we can like work there a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm
Okay?
I'll keep it there.
Yeah.
And then I'll get some shit.
It's one of the
Well, when you
stations.
start the tutorial, where is it going to be? What are you using the slides? Are you going to be typing on here?
We're going to use the slides and we're going to show the stuff on the screen. So it's mainly should be on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time you should just come in and come in one or twice.
Okay.
Or like you could come at the beginning to show the Raspberry itself.
Yeah, come up there and introduce you.
Don't break it, just leave it like that, man.
Started, right? Hello. Hello, class. This is the Department of Computer Science and MIS. We're going to do a training on Raspberry Pi, like the overview, and it's meant to. We had some students yesterday, and it's continued today. So this is for people that missed yesterday. Computer Science, C.I.T.S.O, Computer Information Technology Student Organization. It's an organization by MIS and computer science. So the organization is to make students aware of what's going on in the IT industry, the IT community, and also to make the students network with people working already in the IT industry. Majorly, it's just to develop the students in their IT environment. So today we'll be talking on Raspberry Pi, and I would like to show you what Raspberry Pi is because I know most people don't really know about the Raspberry Pi. It's like a mini computer. It's the size of a credit card. You can use it for like your day-to-day activities, like what a computer can do. But the only thing is kind of slower. So the main purpose of this Raspberry Pi was developed in Cambridge in the UK for majorly for kids. It's for programming because the people that developed this noticed that high school kids were not getting admission into the university, and because they didn't have idea on programming, like in the 90s when people were going into the universities, the colleges, people people had more ideas because they worked with the Microsoft, Lotus, they could do some programming. But lately, in the 1990s, students that are going to university don't even know anything about programming. Ordinary web designing, they didn't know. So those people just decided to like create something cheap because you can get this stuff now for $25 and $35. There are two different versions. So you can check your credit card and see that it's the same size. So it's handheld, you can take it anywhere. But the only problem with this is it doesn't have the monitor, your screen, your keyboard, and your mouse. But you can use it for major computer stuff that you do daily. So I'll start with the presentation. So as I said earlier on, what is Raspberry Pi? It's a quantity-sized computer that it can be used daily for your activities, but you will require a TV, a keyboard, you require keyboard and mouse, like input devices and output devices for it to work. But majorly, it can do what a PC can do, but it's just a little bit slower. It's not a little bit slower, it's quite slower. But for little programming stuff, you can use it for. The Raspberry Pi was the foundation, the device being used by kids all over the world for programming. So the main purpose of Raspberry Pi was for kids to use it for their programming level to like increase. So there are programs that are on Raspberry Pi that can be used by adults, like the Python and the C++. So, but majorly it was developed for kids. So it was their plan was to like make something as cheap as some $25, $35. I know you can get like a mouse for $35, but this is like a whole system for $35, and that's like pretty cheap. So a brief history about the Raspberry Pi. It was initiated in 2006. So it was developed by the UK Raspberry Pi Foundation with the intention of improving computer science in schools. And it was supported by Cambridge University, by this following people, Eben Upton, Rob Mullins, Jack Land, and Alan Michael. And as of October 2014, about 3.8 million boards have been sold. So you can see, I I can I know many people don't really know about this, and I just knew about this summer when I worked in IBM. So that's why I just said, and we were doing pretty cool stuff with it. So I just said, oh, I should make it aware when I get to school back to tell people about the Raspberry Pi and stuff like that. So we can see like with this statistic here, about 3.8 million boards have been sold, and many of us still don't know about this. During this presentation, you see some projects that can be done or that have been done using Raspberry Pi. I can give you one of the boards so you can check it. This is a B model. Sit around. This is a B model. There's a model and there's a B model.
What is the difference between this model and the first model?
The A model, that's what's on the screen right now. So Raspberry Pi A and B model. The A model you can see it has a USB. It has the USB one but two USB ports here, and the B model has a USB port, two USB ports with the LAN. A doesn't have the LAN cable, the LAN connection, but the B has the LAN connection for the internet. And the A model has 256 MB RAM. You can see it's kind of pretty small, so it won't be as fast as our laptops and our phones itself. And the B model has 512 RAM. It has the general purpose input and output. This is for like your when you want to use it to program your robots to send out signals to your sensors and stuff like that. And it comes with the no, it doesn't come with a memory card, but it has a memory card spot. That's where your OS should be. And space for your memory card should be 8 gig. This is the power and HDMI for connecting with your screen or your desktop. And this is for video to your TV, and this is for sound also. So the A model last month, an A plus model came out. It's smaller than this A model. The A plus model is smaller, but the RAM is is more. I think the RAM is 512. And we have the B plus model already. The one I gave out now is the B plus model.
With the A model and the A plus model, the A plus one is the only thing that they changed was just the A was at the increase the lab or just the lab. Just the RAM, that's it.
Yeah, the RAM and it's smaller and it's faster though. It's faster than the A model, but it's smaller. It's smaller than this. Yes, like the B plus model and this and the B model too. There's no like a big change there. They just increase. Yeah, just increase the ports for the USB. Because if they like start to put more um, hardware stuff on it, the price will have to go up. So they are trying to like still stay in that price range. So this is the Raspberry Pi. This is the B model. This is not the B plus model. This is just like the real one, and I showed you the diagram recording. So this is just a comparison with the Raspberry Pi and the PC or your laptop. You see that from this chart here, or this table here, you can see the Raspberry Pi can do like almost the same thing as the PC, but most of the hardware on the Raspberry Pi is kind of just minimal, and and it only works with Linux operating system. So I know many people use this on Windows, but Raspberry Pi it has not been. Yeah, Windows is not running on it yet, though. And about and the point I was going to point out, Raspberry Pi is like an open source project. You can like buy the parts and fix it for yourself and put it. If you buy all the parts, it'll still be like a $35 range. And Windows is not open source. So you can't put Windows on the Raspberry Pi like that. So but Linux is open source. It's an open source operating system. They made it open source because many people could add ideas on it, and many people could like develop stuff. Because open source projects are like it's open to everybody. You can add ideas, you can remove from it, and you can form a group of you can form a project group and you can make something together. Nobody like owns it. You can't like say it's yours. Yeah. So the operating system Raspberry Pi runs on that runs on Raspberry Pi is Linux. That's the Unix operating system. Fedora runs on it. Debian runs on it, and the Arch Linux. The one I'm going to show you on the Raspberry Pi today is the Debian version. So when it was modified to the Raspberry Pi operating system, they changed it to a Raspbian. So the Raspbian is running on the Raspberry Pi I'm going to show to you people today. So types and prices. I said it earlier. We have the A and the A plus. In both, they are both $25, and the B and the B plus. Now the uses of Raspberry Pi. They can be used for your day-to-day activities, like your Microsoft Office. There's a version for Linux. You have the LibreOffice. You can do your PowerPoint, your Excel, and stuff like that. You can play music on it. You can watch movies on it, but it's it's slower. For a price of for we shouldn't expect like from this, but you can still use it for your day-to-day activities. For example, now if you're using this for it uses a memory card as your hard disk. So you can put a project, you can have like 20 memory cards and use one Raspberry Pi. You can another program can be running like you can use it for a Raspberry Pi can be used for a console. for like your Nintendo Mario, this Mario game, yeah, you can change it to the console. So one memory card can be just for that. Another memory card can be for your day-to-day activities, your office, your work and stuff. Another memory card can be for controlling robots. Another memory card can be for your surveillance camera and stuff at home. So it's kind of very flexible. You can just remove it and just change it. And different programs are on different memory cards. So the main purpose of this talk was for kids though, for programming. So when the Debian OS comes with Python and the C++. So Python, we can use Python as adults. We can use Python using this Raspberry Pi. But for the kids, there's a program there called Scratch. Called Scratch. The program is, I'm going to show you on Raspberry Pi. It's just for kids to make some animations, and you can use it to create games. It's pretty flexible. It's clickable. It's just a clicking stuff. But if a 8-year-old kid or 7-year-old kid to handle it, if you even go on YouTube, you'll see some programs some kids have done on using Scratch. I'm going to show you the Scratch. And also, there's a Java version for Raspberry Pi also. So you can program Java on Raspberry Pi for your little programs. Then you can use it for game. I said it for game consoles, but it's just our whole games like the Tetris and stuff like that. You can use it to do that. And also, the Raspberry Pi has its own camera, but it's sold differently. That's if you want to buy it. It records HD. You can use it to take still images. You can use it as a GoPro if you can connect your. You can buy a battery because this panel is very flexible. You can customize it. You can add the charger like a battery that recharges that can be charging it. And when you buy this camera, you can just place it on your head or somewhere. You can use it, and it records in HD, and that's like very impressive. Then it has a media center. There's a Raspberry Pi version for your Xbox media center. You can use it like Netflix. That one can just be installed on one memory card. And maybe you are home, you can just slot that memory card, start the media center, you can watch movies on it and stuff like that. So these are some sample projects that has been done using Raspberry, but they are like how like there are thousands of projects that have been done. I've researched on this stuff like many, and I'm even working on one presently, the voice recognition. It's open source though. You can find the source code online and customize it to your own way. It's not plagiarism, but it's not stealing. So there's home automation system. For example, I saw a video online. They used it for controlling the garage, to open the garage, like to off the lights at home, to turn off the light, to turn it on, to reduce the air and stuff like that. And home surveillance system, that's for videos, the camera to control your video, your little cameras at home to check what stuff is going in your house. And the voice recognition, that's the one I said I was working, just like the Google, like Siri that recognizes your voice, but you have to need hardware like the microphone and your source, your code also, and I, I think your mic, you need a mic, yes, you just need a microphone, that's all. So, and the fire robot, this picture here is the fire robot. You can see that the Raspberry Pi is on it's a Lego robot though, that controls the tires. So this is just like what you can just do at home, like to practice. And the point is why Raspberry Pi is good for you to have it because you can see step by step projects that you can do with your hands. And if you're even doing a project that is step by step that you find online with your hands, doing it like continuously, you get used to it and you'll be able to like start your own project your own self. So that's why I can say Raspberry Pi is like very useful. There are many projects that are online that so that open source. You can connect the hardware yourself, fix everything together, and it's just going to go on straight. So I just suggested some projects that we can do that I feel that is pretty easy that we can do. The hardware, this is just like a paper case for your Raspberry Pi. Because when you buy the Raspberry Pi, normally it's just a skeleton. So you can just make a cardboard case for it and put it there. Or if you are good with metals and stuff, you can or wood. When you put it your own case with wood, you can just construct a case for it. And this software, the software project is the photo frame. This is pretty easy. Like if everybody handles this one, you just have to get your a new memory card. The source code is online and get a screen. And why Raspberry Pi is like cool is because it's very small. You can attach it to something and you know it's there. So if you use it for a photo frame, you can just connect it to the screen and the photo, your pictures that you want to be scrolling on the frame will just be like visualizing, it will be moving. So that one is a pretty easy project. And the Christmas light project also, that one is online. You just have to buy the LED lights and connect it to the GPIO, the general purpose input and output, where you control it using some online source codes that are already free, and you can just have fun with the. And we are close to Christmas, so you can just have fun with that. This link here is a link to the photo frame. If you want the link to the Christmas light on Google, you can just type Raspberry Pi and Christmas light. Yeah, this is a video I saw online. I felt it would be cool to show to people like what a Raspberry Pi you can customize it to do. This is a Raspberry Pi phone. So I'm gonna play it so you can just it's about 1 minute and I think 50 seconds.
Okay, so we have my latest little widget, which I call the Pi phone. It's a Raspberry Pi with a beautiful TFT screen with SIM900 GSM card in the back. You can see just there by my thumb the microphone and headphone input, output. Down below here we have a DC to DC converter. So the lithium polymer battery that's sandwiched in between the Raspberry Pi and the TFT is converted to 5 volts, which powers the Raspberry Pi plus the GSM module and the TFT screen. So it's all nice and standalone. So when I power it on, you can see the power LEDs on the Raspberry Pi. See the power LEDs on the GSM card. There is trying to associate with the cellular network. So it's all powered up nicely. Then when we have a lot on that Raspberry boot there, so it's taking some time to move. But it's okay, it's a bit of a mess. You wouldn't actually use it in the real world. There, Pi phone logo comes up with a keypad. So if we give it a test, what I want to do is what I have here is an old boom headphone set with a microphone and microphone. So we'll just plug in the microphone, right, and just so people can hear it, and plug the audio out from the microphone into an amplifier, which I have over here. So Plug that in. 2 seconds. Kind of awkward. Just wondering. So basically have set up, so let's give it a go. Type down my own number. I'll hit 6. So for deletion, I'll hit 7. 7. Hit dial. Hello? How are you doing? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, testing, fine, no problem. Saying 1, 2, 3, red in Spain. Hello? Yeah, good. Just working away. Great. Alright, cool. Thanks a lot. Bye. I just press the hang up. So there you see. Demonstration of. What's interesting, I think, is that it's powered from a Pi-phone. Now, it does powered from a LiPo and all enclosed. The thing is, it does get a bit warm because it's not a lot of air to go away from the Raspberry Pi to get away from the CPU. So you can feel it getting a little bit warm. It doesn't crash or anything, but I'm sure it wouldn't be good to put it in an enclosure without some sort of heatsink. Anyway, that's the demo. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you later.
Yeah, so that's like a project you can do, but you can lay your hands on it. So that will be the end of the presentation. So I'm just going to start off the Raspberry Pi so you can just see the interface and you can consider getting it and trying your programs on it. Yeah, when you start up the Raspberry Pi, it's going to give you, this is a Linux-based operating system, so it's going to give you the terminal, like the CMD in Windows. So the login for the Raspberry Pi, the Raspbian OS, it's generally the username is pi, and the password is raspberry. But I have changed the password though, but my username is still pi, and the password, is my password. So we've logged into the Raspbian OS. Now we can do anything we want to do with the Raspberry Pi because the OS is already on. For people that are familiar with Linux, you know we can do what we want to do. We can check the temperature of your Raspberry Pi. Let me show you. Yeah, you can check the temperature of the 42 degrees, 0.8 Celsius. This is a British temperature unit. So this is, you can check your what is connected to the Raspberry Pi. These are just like simple commands. Yeah, these are the microchip, the Linux, that's the OS. Then I connected the wireless adapter, that's for to connect to the internet, and Apple keyboard also. I don't know why it doesn't show the IBM mouse. So let me start the user interface, like the GUI that is like everybody kinds of recognizes.
Question, what command did you use for that?
To start the GUI is start X, STARTX. That's like for the Raspberry Pi to start the GUI. So this is the graphic user interface for the Raspbian. As I said earlier on, this is Scratch. This is Scratch. This is the programming language for the kids that I said the kids can use for programming. And this is the idle is the Python. You can program Python on it. And we have the Pi Store. These are like your Apple Store, your BlackBerry Store. You can get stuff from that. So let me just show you the Scratch program and the Python. Yeah, this is the Scratch program. Like I said, you can use it, kids can use it. Any little kid, if you just show them from steps, they can use it to make an animation of this one walking, looking, talking, and stuff like that. I think I did a little stuff like that. I said I was going to show, but I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, it's like a simple project I did just to show how the scratch can be done. When you start it, you just the cat is just gonna walk around and walk back, and you can do more stuff with it. You can add more. There are some default cartoons and images on it that you can make it. So you can use it for games also, like the Flappy Bird. You can just do a simulation like that. So this you can buy it for your junior ones or kids, so they can familiarize themselves with something like this. And if they continue doing something like this, gradually you'll be able to like take on the big ones like the Python and C++, Java, and so on. So this is the Python interface. You can do some programming. It's when you connecting it to your robots and your hardware devices. So this is just an overview of the Raspberry Pi, generally what it can do, and if like anybody shows interest more in this, we can take on a project together and make something more productive and something like that. But this is just to make people aware of what you can do at your leisure time. And for the work, the projects I suggested, like the Christmas lights and the photo frame, they are pretty good projects and easy projects to do that. You can find their codes online. So this will wrap up the Raspberry Pi overview training. Thanks to everybody that attended, and thanks to Raven, also the president and our advisors, Dr. Gabriel and Dr. Sherry. That's all. Oh, thank you.
Mr. Raspberry.